Hello, welcome back. Today I thought we would work on uh, exceptions, part two. So yesterday we made the exceptions work just sort of at the top level, but we don't have any concept of a begin rescue block like Ruby has. So I thought I'd see how far we can get. We still may not even get all the way to the syntax that you can use inside of Natalie, but if we can write the C code, that would be great. I'm still working from the inside out on this project just because that's the best, the way for my brain. And well, let's just get started. Make this a little bigger in case it's hard to see on YouTube. Uh, where to start? Where to start? So let's just review kind of what we did before. We set this up, set up this set jump. I'd like to rename this to something a little better, I think. So why don't we make this if not nat begin, or maybe this is rescue. I think that'll look nicer if we do it that way. Nat raise, and this will be above this. It'll be an int nat rescue, and it's going to take an environment. And it's, for now, just going to return this. Last night after the video, I made some macros that just make the syntax a little bit cleaner. Yeah, let's move that down a little bit. So hopefully didn't break anything. Perfect. Okay, so this is how you do a rescue in C, a begin rescue in C. I want to be able to do this anywhere. So let's say in over here, let's say for instance, I want to be able to call, is there an inspect somewhere? There's an inspect. Yeah, we loop over every object in the array and we call inspect. Let's pretend for some reason I wanted to rescue this in the C code. I think I would want to do this. If not nat rescue env, we'll run that. Now this isn't actually code I want to write. I won't leave this in, but it's a little stub for me to work off of because this is really close to what you'll what the generated C code will be when you include a begin rescue block in Natalie code. It will generate something like this, and so I'm just gonna, since I'm working inside out, I want to pretend like this is what was generated, and we'll just call abort here. And if we can get this to work with an invalid inspect, uh, and I'll just, just make this a bad method. So this should always fail. And so I should be able to test it by doing, what is this? This is on inspect. So if I do inspect, that should give a segmentation fault. I didn't really expect a segmentation fault, but that's what we got. Run. Cool. Backtrace. Exec bad access. Hmm. That's not exactly the error I expected. It's not an error at all. It's a seg fault. So it's array inspect. I don't. I don't know exactly where the access is happening. Nat string append. It's kind of fun. I wish I knew more assembly. Maybe I could understand what the heck that means. Yeah, I'm not getting much out of that. I just want to make sure that it's happening here, if that is the case. Did it? Oh, forgot to call make. Ah, didn't even. Oh, something I've been running into a lot. Okay, I got. Oh, it actually got past this, which is not what I expected. Nat send. So that should have failed. Natalie C. Nat send. I should have gotten all the way to here. And we'll say, we'll just do this. It should have done a nat raise right there. It did. Okay. Okay. I can't pretend I understand why I'm getting a seg fault, but I'm going to pretend like it is because I'm overriding this jump buff that's on the environment. And I think that's bad. So nat raise here. No, nat rescue. It overwrites the jump buff. And what I think we want to do is let's try this. If env jump buff is something, then set it to nothing. And then on where else do we set that? We set it, we malloc it here. What if we don't malloc it here? What if it's null by default? And we malloc it when we call a rescue. Yeah, what if we just malloc it? We don't even need to set it to null. Just malloc it and then use it. So the thought being that you have multiple levels of environments, and when you call a begin rescue block, in our case we're calling nat rescue, we want to set the jump buff on that level of environment. And when a raise happens, we want to bubble up until we find one that's not null and jump back to that, I think. So I'm just gonna write this as if I know what I'm doing. So nat raise, so we don't always want to call this, do we? No, we don't always want to copy it. We don't always want to copy that. In fact, this should always be null. And the only thing that sets it is a rescue. That's the only thing that mallocs a new one. And it immediately sets a value on it. And when we're doing a raise, we want to find, okay, we want to find the environment with the jump buff. So while not env jump buff, env equals env powder. Maybe. And then we jump to it. Yeah, what could go wrong? Segmentation fault. Let's hope it's a new error. You know what I learned? Always try to make clean, just to be sure. Can't hurt, right? Well, we're getting the same error, which is interesting. Let's just try to get, let's just try to get this working the way it was working before I started messing with stuff, but with our new way of setting the jump buff. So this is all back to the way it was. Make okay, so that works, right? And if I call a message that doesn't exist, segfault, segfault, lovely. Well, that's the same error. I feel like I ought to be getting close here to some answer. Bad excess. So let's go look at raise. How does it work? It calls nat raise with all the arguments, and it calls abort. Let's look at nat raise over here. Builds the message. I'm gonna do some plain old puts debugging here, printf debugging. Because I'd like to make sure I understand exactly where this is happening. One, two, three, five. 1, 2, 3, 5. It did not have to go up, which I think I understand that. 2, 3, 5. So here, just doesn't like this long jump. Why does it not like the long jump? If not, this should return 0 the first time through. Which it does. And then as soon as we call raise, it's going to go up. I didn't even need to search up because it already had the same environment. Yeah, I'm not sure what I broke. What did I change exactly? This is just indented. It's all the same. Inspect, inspect. Yep. Okay. We're always setting it to null by default when we build an environment. Whenever we call rescue, we do the same thing we were doing here, malloc size of jump buff, and we go ahead and set the jump on the newly created jump buff. Jump buff, yep. And then, I mean, it's the same long jump here. This isn't even executing. Okay, just as a sanity check, make okay, that works. That works. So I did break it with this code. I just don't know how. Segmentation fault. Is it possible that set jump would behave differently based on the stack? Yes, that is what it is. Set jump behaves differently. I can't do that because of the stack. This is a stack. Can I do it inline? Ugh, inline. No. Edit that. Inline. What if it's always inline? Make. Okay, that doesn't matter. What if it's a macro instead of, what if this is define, nat rescue, env, and it does jump buff, and then it can I do this? Jump buff equals malloc size of jump buff. I don't know, I'm just going to try it, sticking it all in one expression. And there's no semicolon. So what if we did that instead? If not nat rescue, what are you complaining about? Member reference base type jump buff is not a structure or a union. Oh, I don't think that would be there. Type away, make Yes. Okay. So set jump and long jump actually look at the stack and capture the state of the stack. So if you call it to another function, you're screwing with the stack. So we have to make this a macro. Yes, we're learning things. Okay, so let's add this to the index because I'm a stupid head and sometimes I like to reset back to a known working good state. So let's go to here. So this should theoretically work now. So if I'm doing inspect, I don't even need the inspect because the P method actually doesn't inspect. Okay, that works, but let's say that this was, this method was throwing an error for some reason. Oh, make. We caught it. Abort trap. We've caught it. Yes. Okay, that's great. This is awesome. So we're able to catch errors at any environment level we want. See, printf. Let's get rid of these. Okay, now that. Cool. Well, let's. I wonder if I have time to do the parsing stuff. So test. Let's just see. Let's just see how far we can get in the next 15 minutes or so. It parses begin rescue. Build st. I want this to be begin xx, which is not a method. Rescue. And actually, just to begin rescue in by blank by default should be fine. So the blank state would be begin with a body. Rescue. I'm not going to worry about the exception list for now. We're just going to say it's an empty array. That's going to be the list of exceptions. You can do rescue, standard error, whatever. We're just going to have a rescue by itself, and then a block, a body for the rescue. I wonder if I should do rescue just to make it simpler to understand what's happening. Begin, body, rescue, exception list, and then the body of the rescue. And then we'll have ensure and other stuff later on. So that's why we need these little labels. I dig it. So let's do this. And let's say I have some bad method and we'll do p puts bad. So this will be send nil xx no args. And then it's going to rescue everything. And then we're going to do send nil puts argument string bad, and then close all my brackets. That should do it. Yep, I don't know what Rubocop's yelling about. Don't care. Okay, so control structure is going to be while we'll do begin expression. Yeah. So let's just copy this one. Begin expression. We'll say let's begin, followed by spaces. Don't care about that. Don't care about conditions. Don't care about that. Do I have any other blocks that just yeah, I have do, right? I'm gonna steal how this does it. Yeah, it's any number of spaces, don't care about that. Body is everything up until that. block. Now I really thought that I had refactored some of this body. Def body. Maybe I just thought about doing it. Yeah, I guess not. Okay. So we're going to scan everything until a rescue or an end. Yeah, I know this is not going to work, but that's okay. End of expression. I'm going to say if scanner I want to copy something we've already done, but maybe we don't have it. But else if. Say if scanner check else if, no, not else if, rescue. Then we're going to do the rescue body. Begin doesn't have to have a rescue. Ooh, I'll do that later. Remember, just make your test pass, right? Rescue body expression, extends expression, then skips the end. I'm just gonna say begin, begin, body, rescue, rescue body, and Ruby test. Nat parser test. Okay, begin expression, undefined local variable or method. Begin expression. Begin expression. Okay, it didn't like begin. It didn't even match the rescue. Scan. Where was this? Begin expression 427. Oh, and this is the end. Okay, getting closer. Oh yeah, so that'll be the list of exceptions. Okay, not the prettiest thing. I might come back and tweak this a little bit, write some more tests, but I won't subject you to the pain that is Tim writing parser code. I do want to say real quick, like this is pretty ugly and gross, and I'm not super proud of it. It is allowing me to make steps forward and learn a lot about how to parse Ruby. So I like to think of this as just making something work. It's ugly, and with my tests in place, I should be able to come back and start replacing this once my head knowledge is of Ruby parsing is a little more complete, because I hadn't really thought about how to parse Ruby. And so sometimes it's easier just to get started on something, see how bad it is, and learn as you go and come back and fix it later. I don't know. There's probably a better way to do this. I still have half a mind to just pull the parser out of mruby, which is C code, and stick it in here, and it's open source, and just use that, um, which I might still do. But right now this is still kind of fun, so I'll keep doing this. So yeah, let's just move on. So our tests are passing, right? All our tests are still passing, hopefully. No, something broke. I wonder what I broke. I did not expect that. Come on. Um, wait, what? What? What was that file? That's the class one. Exams class. Oh, I left inspect X. That's easy to fix. Call make. Yay. Okay, so all the tests now pass. Okay. So let's go to the compiler. Actually, let's edit examples rescue.net. Let's say begin XX rescue. Oh, I forgot about this part. Blech. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. So let's just print the error. So yeah, let's just print the error. So if I do a Ruby rescue undefined local variable or method XX, right? Perfect. Let's go back to our parser test and fix this. If it's rescue with nothing, that's fine. If it has this little doodaddy on it, then let's do P, and we're going to do a send here, nil, E, no args. Okay, and then I assume this is always just going to be a variable. I want that as a string. So we'll have it be rescue followed by the types of errors it accepts, and then the variable name that is being captured after that, followed by the body. So test, parser test, that will definitely fail. Begin rescue, nil, yep. Yes. So if we gobble up the rescue, we'll say if scanner dot skip any number of spaces, followed by that, followed by any number of spaces. Probably new lines. I'm not going to care about it right now. Then let's see, variable, actually let's say else, variable is nil. Here it's going to be variable is identifier. I think that's the thing. Identifier scan A through Z. Yep, okay. Then we're going to put it right here. And hopefully get closer. Rescue. Oh, I've put a plus sign. It doesn't have to be. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, getting closer. Uh, don't understand exactly. Oh, okay. Identifier. It's going to expect an end of expression right there. Gobble that up. Perfect. Add that. Make sure all tests still pass, which I don't know why they wouldn't. So, oh yeah, of course, that's right. Okay, so compiler. Uh, just looking at our existing code here. It's kind of like an if, right? So what we want to do is yeah, we want to do an if just like in our C code. And we say nat rescue. Actually, it's not rescue. Env. And might as well do the closing one so we don't forget. Oh, and then the else. So stuff's going to happen inside of the else, and stuff's going to happen inside of the if, the first part of the if. So essentially want to compile a body just like we did with if, right? Where that's the condition. So what we did here was we compiled it into a separate function. Is that necessary? Yes. We're going to do the same thing. So this is our function. It's going to have a function name. We're going to add it to top. Yep. So we're going to do that first. And it's going to be begin. I've been doing that every time. Begin body func name, environment, self, compile func body. Yes, and I forgot to actually capture that. Yeah, so it's going to be the begin, followed by the body, followed by the rescue, followed by the list of exceptions, which we don't care about right now, followed by the variable, followed by the rescue body equals expression. So we're going to compile this function with the body, and we're going to add it to the top. So let's do, this is the begin body, and then we're going to do the same thing for the rescue body. And rescue func name is going to be rescue body func. And we're going to compile it. It's going to be rescue func here, and here, here, and here, and here. So now we want to do the actual if, let's see, the rescue if else goes here. And so we want to run our function. Just going to be, oh, this is a rescue func name, right? Rescue func. Yep. It's going to do, we're going to do func name, which is the first one. Don't know why I did that. And then we're going to call it with the environment and self. Yeah. And why? It's always going to return. Yeah. Okay, I'm good. Just had to look at that again. Whew, this is hurting my brain. Let's just see. I know this isn't done because I haven't passed in the variable. I haven't even captured the variable. Let's just see. Let's just see how far we've gotten with our code. What do you mean there's nothing to make? Oh, right. So if I do this, begin XX rescue bad end. It's not even good C code because expected over or parens if my if is not even good. What is wrong with my if? Didn't even return this top declaration, and then I don't even know what goes there because the begin is an expression. Okay, this is the one we wrote manually. This is the one being compiled in. Begin body func 1, rescue body func 3, returning nothing. That's fine for now. Does that make it happy? Okay, I'm not sure why that just hung indefinitely. But I'm not going to get hung up on it. Ha! Hung. So if this function goes all the way through to completion, then the result, I need a result, which I believe I have somewhere I can just copy. Where is it? Okay, so there's that. Let's say begin result. It's going to be, so we're going to set the result into that variable. And then if the rescue function runs, we're going to set it into that. And then we're going to just return the result name. Is that better? No. Begin result 5. In used variable begin result 5. Oh, I need to declare outside of this. Come on. Come on. Okay. Cool. So now we have the result. We run our first function, which is going to produce an error. And then it should return false. It should return true from this, which would run the rescue and set the result to that. Don't know why we're hung up. Oh, because I'm running the same thing again. It's probably just in some sort of loop. Um, so did I compile the same body? Yeah, this should be rescue body, right? Rescue body. That's good to know. I learned something good. If you use long jump over and over and over again, you get stuck in a loop. Okay, 122. Rescue func name, rescue body. Yes. Just to make sure I, oh. Why is that nil? Uh, yeah, why is, because of the spaces? Fine. No, it's not because of the spaces. What? There's spaces after it. No, there's not spaces after it. There's, okay. I'm a little confused. So it's a begin with the body, followed by rescue, followed by this, followed by nil, followed by, what? Where did this come from? P string bad. It's not in the parser test. I'm doing something different in my example code. Just a new line followed by two spaces. Okay, so we're going to copy this exact thing. I got to go pretty quick. I might have to pause this video, come back, finish it later. So essentially that's a new line there, followed by two spaces, followed by new line, followed by no space, followed by two spaces. So that's, well, what's the difference? I mean, there's spaces there. Yeah, guess I'm just gonna put this there. That should fail for the same reason. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. It's literally the same. It's the same code. Okay, fine. Yeah, sure enough. Why? Why? Why would you put a nil there? This should pass. It's literally the same. Oh, wait. No. No, it's not the same. It's got a nil here. Mine has an E. That's an E. Why? It's not matching. It's not matching the E either. Maybe that wasn't written. Yeah, it was written. I saved it. Okay. Test worked perfectly. Begin, build AST. Okay, putting in expression. Scanner, scanner. What's the scanner look like at every step? It's at the rescue. Holy moly. I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. Okay, sanity has been restored. Okay, so now, why are you just printing that out? Did I have an exit? I left an exit somewhere in my compiler. Okay, now it's still stuck in a loop. This is running different code. This is the same error over and over again. I think it's getting the same error in here because I'm looking up E, it doesn't exist, which I think brings up an interesting point. If you're inside the rescue, arrays should jump out. It shouldn't just get stuck in a loop. So I think I have to like remove the thingy. Remove the thingy. Yeah. I think right here I have to do env jump buff equals null. And that's going to cause a sig fault. Mark my words, because I just unset it on the same environment that's at the top level. So what that means is this whole thing needs to be inside of another environment. So in v equals build env, env, and this one, I'm just going to do that for now. See what happens. Assertion failed. Assertion failed. Why did it fail? Line 1. Oh, yeah, that wasn't helpful. Line 207. Okay, so what's in this file on line 207? 207. Assert exception. Yeah, there's no exception because we didn't actually set an exception. That's fine. That's good. Okay, cool. Well, we're making good progress. I'm going to pause the video. I'll be back later tonight, hopefully, to finish this up. And yeah, so see you in a little bit.